Columbus.
Who?
Columbus.
Who?
Columbus.
Christopher Columbus, and the maniac colonizer that he was, what did he do?
Identified America with this land.
Wait a minute. So the Bible shows how Latinos got to America. Deuteronomy 28:46, I believe.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee.
All these curses, because we disobey God, the curses of God are going to follow us everywhere we go. That's why when you look at, are you from here? What's the last city you've been to outside of Cali?
Los Angeles.
Outside of Cali.
Outside of Cali. Nevada.
Nevada. What they doing to our people at the border in Nevada?
Doing.
At the border.
Making them gamble, making them.
What is happening to the Hispanics in Florida?
In Florida, they're getting deported in there.
What is happening to the Hispanics in New York?
Getting deported.
Come on, man! It's a curse that will pursue us.
Oh yeah.
Everywhere. Read.
Yeah.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed. Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Why?
To keep his commandments.
Because we don't hear the words of God and we're not keeping the commandments. That's why we're all messed up as a people. Keep going.
And his statutes which he commanded thee.
Go ahead. Give me the eagle.
Verse 46.
Yeah.
Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
So, God is giving us a warning, saying if we don't keep his commandments, these curses will pursue us. Now we're reading one very specific curse. It says that a nation, read it again.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
He's going to bring a nation against the Hispanics from far. Now, did that happen? Did a nation come from far? It did.
Yes.
Name it. What nation?
Spain.
Read.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
As swift as the eagle flieth. Come close.
Right up.
Come close. Look. Look at what the God is a genius. He puts clues in us in the Bible for us to understand who he's talking about. When we're talking about the eagle coming up from far. The Greeks, they have always had a, where's the eagle at? Is this the right sign?
They're on the coins.
Yeah, they're on the coin. There we go. The Greeks had an eagle. The Romans had an eagle. The Spaniards have an eagle. And America today has an eagle. The what?
It's the Roman Empire.
It is the Roman Empire. It's all those countries in Europe, Germany, Spain, Portugal, France. What's another one? Italy. They all have eagles because it's the same empire, because it's the same people. Now, when the Jews, the Israelites, were in captivity under the Roman Empire. So what is any different today?
Bring it out.
There's no difference today.
We're still under the
Right.
Empire.
We're still. This is that head in Revelations that it's talking about. America, Babylon the Great. This is just an extension of the Roman Empire. The same people who killed Christ. The same people who persecute the Jews, the Israelites.
Right.
So how do you fight back against the devil?
Gotta go against them.
How?
By following the commandments.
There we go. You got to keep God's commandments.
That's right.
Give me the Frenches.
Bring it out.
So we got a lot to cover. What's your name? I'm sorry. Jesse. I'm Khalil. It's good to see you, bro. How do you do? What's up? Yep, I got you. Yep. I want you to come look at your ancestors real quick.
That's right.
Yeah, I know my ancestors.
You do?
Yeah.
The Aztecs, the Incans, and Mayans and all that?
Yeah, my grandma still teaches me.
She does. So now when you go back and you talk to you can tell her you learned something new, right? And we're going to show you the culture of the Aztecs in the Bible, okay?
Numbers chapter 15, verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel.
Who is that today, Jesse?
Israel? Who? Us.
Who's us?
People.
What people?
The people that follow God.
Nah, you close.
I'm close.
You're close. The Israelites are a race of people.
Israel.
You are an Israelite because your race it determines it.
Okay, Israel.
That you are Hispanic, you're an Israelite.
That's right.
I'm a so-called black man, I'm an Israelite.
Okay, Israel.
Right? That we don't.
And bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
So God is commanding the children of Israel to make fringes in their garments. Now, didn't the Mayans, didn't they have fringes in their garments? What about the Aztecs? The Native Americans.
Yeah, they did.
So who do you think that these people are who were wearing fringes at one point in time? They're keeping God's commandments. Read.
Throughout their generation.
It says throughout their generations. Now, are these people who wore fringes, are they still generating? Yeah, they are. But wear your fringes.
Bring it out.
It's not your fault, you didn't know. Right? But we're supposed to have those on even to this day. So if you look at the brother right there on the camera, he got his fringes on. Lift up your hoodie, Yohanan-san. Fringes on his clothes. We are keeping God's commandments. This is how we understand who you are as in the book. Because your people wore fringes. Your job is to do what now? Exactly.
That's right.
Throughout your generation. So if you have children, they got to wear them too. And that's not just on Saturday, that's every day of the week. So make sure you teach your kids that they're the Israelites, that they're going to be keeping God's commandments. You use the Bible to instruct your family. Are you married?
Nah, yeah.
Girlfriend?
Yeah.
Hebrews
Well,
13.
we are going to get married.
Yeah.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
That you put upon the border a ribbon of blue. So on top, you don't got to be this kind of blue, but any kind of blue on top of your fringes, you got to have those on all the time. And it's going to tell you why.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that you may look upon it.
Look down at your fringes, that you can touch your fringes and do what?
And remember all the commandments of the Lord.
And remember all the commandments of the Lord.
And do them.
And do them. It's a reminder. I'm supposed to be married. I cannot steal. I cannot kill. I cannot lie. I cannot covet. These are reminders for you to keep God's commandments.
That's right.
Hebrews 13:4.
Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all.
What did God say? Marriage, that's one thing that we don't do too good at.
Right.
A lot of times we are okay with just being with somebody. We call it common law marriage, and we're just okay with having a girlfriend who's been with us for 15 years. Read.
And the bed undefiled.
The bed undefiled is talking about sex. So when you're married, have all the sex you want to have with your wife. Read.
But whoremongers.
But whoremongers. That's anybody who's having sex and is not married. That makes you a whoremonger. That means you're turning our women into whores. Read.
And adulterers. God will judge.
God will judge you for that. Now, you're with the woman, right? But you're just not married to her. So your circumstances are a little different. But I want you to think about something. Jesse, how old are your kids?
My kids are 4 months.
Are young? Twins?
No. 1, 2, and 1.
Oh, 2 and 4 months. So you got to think about the example that you're setting for your children. Is it better for them to grow up with their parents just being together, or should their parents be married? They should be married. That's how the nation gets stronger. Now your son, your daughter, they grow
No,
up.
I feel like I'm being punished for whatever.
Yeah, you are. Of course you are.
Because I was making 4,000 and everything, and doing, living a good life and everything. Now I have nothing.
God put a hole in your pocket. Yeah.
I've learned.
You gotta. So the first thing you should do if you want to be with that woman, bro, you gotta marry her. It's nothing to go to City Hall and get some paperwork, so that God could recognize it, right? What you got? No, it's all right. Give me Saturday.
Thank you for keeping me.
That's our job, but that's why we come out here. We're trying to wake up the nation of Israel, because we cannot overcome this oppression if we don't keep God's commandments. The reason the oppression happens is because we're not keeping God's commandments. We're not.
I really feel like all evil is the phones too, you know?
Say it again?
The cell phones and everything. They're keeping us like
Keeping you a little
out of the
out of the loop, right? You got to be reading the Bible.
Yeah, the Bible.
You have to have the Bible open to survey what's going on in the world. There's nothing wrong with social media. There's nothing wrong with watching the news. But you're supposed to look at those things through the lens of the Bible, so you can see, oh damn, it's popping off over there in Israel right now. The Bible says that would happen. Oh damn, they're deporting hella people out of Mexico, out of Texas right now. The Bible says that would happen. Then they killing another brother and getting away with it. The Bible says that would happen. So all these things that you see on your cell phone, filter through the Bible. But you can't do that if you don't what? Keep the commandments. You're not gonna see it.
But which is the right Bible, though?
This one right here, King
That
James. Anybody got the Bible dictionary?
Oh, King James? I have it. I'm listening to it.
You listen to it?
Yeah, I have it right now.
Oh, good. That's good. So I want to show you a little history if I could, right? Because sometimes people don't know what Bible to read. Sometimes they want
that's the
NIV, and I don't want to give you my own opinion. I want to show you some history, all right? Yeah, that's this one.
This is the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary.
This is the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. This is put together by scholars, okay?
King James Version.
So we're talking about the King James Version of the Bible. We're going to read how it was put together.
When Elizabeth died in 1603, the crown passed to James I,
So King James became the King of England after Elizabeth had died, okay?
who had been King of Scotland for 37 years.
He was already the King of Scotland before he became the King of England too. Same island, different country.
As James IV, several months after he ascended to the throne of England, he authorized a new translation.
He what?
Authorized a new translation.
What is the difference between writing and authorizing? Yeah, exactly. So the King James write
study, basically.
The King James write this?
No.
He authorized. He authorized what?
A new translation of the Bible
He allowed the Bible to be translated. That's it. Read.
to replace the Bishop's Bible.
Read.
47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars of the day.
How many?
47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars of the day were divided into 6 groups.
Listen, King James took 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars. How many Hebrew and Greek scholars do you know? I don't know any either. King James had 47 of the best ones. All right, okay, read.
3 for the Old Testament,
Read.
2 for the New, and 1 for the Apocrypha.
And 1 for the Apocrypha. Have you ever heard of that before? Show him your Apocrypha, please. This book was in the Bible initially. Open it up to the Maccabees. Open it up to 2nd Ezra. He has his separate, but initially these books were in the Bible. But your oppressor took them out to make sure that you didn't understand you're an Israelite.
Yeah.
Okay? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Keep reading.
I understand that part.
And I want to, after we, you good. So he took 47 scholars, he separated them into different groups. He had 3 groups for the Old Testament, 2 for the New, and 1 for the Apocrypha. Go ahead.
2 of the groups met at Oxford,
Oxford is a prestigious university in London. Okay, read.
2 at Cambridge, and 2 at Westminster.
Westminster is another university in England, right? He's put these different groups in these different campuses across the country. So if I got 6 different groups at different campuses, can they plagiarize?
When a group had completed its task, its work was submitted to 12 men. 2 from each work settled at a general meeting of faculty, learning men outside the board.
That's the process that the Bible went through. It was separated into 6 different groups. They had their own little thing, and then they submitted it to another group who had to like decide what was going to go in and what was going to go in. So it was very meticulous how King James authorized the translation. So now you know this is how that Bible was translated from the Bishop's Bible. All right. So now I want to show you something in the Apocrypha that they took out. All right. 2nd Ezra. All right. This is the importance of why these things had to be removed. And I want you to just, while he's looking for that, I want you to look across the street. And you hear the woman teaching?
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what she's saying, but she's talking about God in some capacity, right? I don't gotta tell you, maybe you understand she's lying. She doesn't understand what she's doing. Our people have been lied by so many different religions. So I'm assuming you grew up Catholic, Christian? A Catholic. You are a Catholic? Okay, I got you.
I was raised,
So it's our responsibility to challenge these things that our people do because they don't realize what they're ignoring.
Yeah.
Give me that. Yeah, 13 and 40. The 10 tribes carried away. So I want to show you some things that were removed and why. Hey, Officer Malachi, can you search Arsarith for me? Check this out, Jesse.
2nd Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes.
So we're talking about the 10 tribes. In the book of 1 Kings, there was a split. between blacks and browns, right? We split up way back in 1 Kings. So now we're talking about the 10 tribes. From the tribe of Ephraim all down, or for better lack of words, all Latinos. Okay?
which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Osee the king, whom Salmanassar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters.
He did what?
Carried them over the waters.
What does somebody need to be carried over water?
Slavery or
What
both?
about, you need a boat, right? Good, read.
And so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
So the Hispanics were trying to escape from being in slavery under the Assyrians, under Arabs. Okay?
And go forth into a further country, where never mankind dwelt.
They're going to a place where there were no people, where mankind never dwelt. Read.
That they might keep keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
An example of that, read it one more time.
That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
So they're escaping from slavery from the Arabs to keep God's commandments in a land when there was nobody, right? Read.
And they entered into Euphrates
Read.
by the narrow passage of the river.
You said by boat, right?
For the Most High then showed signs for them, and they held still the flood till they were passed over.
Read.
For through that country there was a great way to go,
Read.
namely of a year and a half.
Of a year and a half in boats to go somewhere. Read.
And the same region is called Azriel.
The same region is called Azriel. Take that. So I want to show you on the map. They're coming out of this area over here. And Assyria is kind of over here in the so-called Middle East. And it took them a year and a half by boat to go all the way around Africa to come right here. This is how Latinos got to this side of the world. But what they say in school, that y'all walked over an ice bridge all the way through North America, that's foolish. What y'all eat? What y'all hunt? Where is the evidence of any Hebrew writings? There's nothing. Y'all are not Asians. So he said that the same region is called Azriel. Now we want to define what Azriel is, okay?
This is the Jewish encyclopedia. Azriel, the name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of man, in which the 10 tribes of Israel would dwell, observing the laws of Moses.
Fringes, Hebrew writings, observing the laws of Moses. That's the Aztecs, Incans, and Mayans. Go ahead.
Until the time of the restoration.
That's talking about until Christ comes back. That's where the 10 tribes will be. Go ahead.
According to 2 Ezra, chapter 13, verse 45.
That's what we just read.
Columbus.
Who?
Columbus.
Who?
Columbus.
Christopher Columbus, and the maniac colonizer that he was, what did he do?
Identified America with this land.
Wait a minute. So the Bible shows how Latinos got to America, how they got to this side of the world. All they had to do was read the Bible and go find out where y'all were.
That's right.
Knowing that y'all are the Israelites, as long as we can keep them from keeping God's commandments, we can overcome them.
Now we gotta get together.
Huh?
We gotta get together.
Give me that in Zephaniah. Yeah, you're absolutely right, bro. You belong on this side with us teaching these people. You need a purple shirt and fringes, but you gotta earn it. You can't just show up tomorrow.
I know.
But you get what I'm saying, bro? You gotta keep God's commandments. We got all kind of things we have to observe. Go ahead.
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together. O nation not desired.
We are the nation who's not desired. Right? We're the same race of people.
Yeah.
This brother is Northern Kingdom, I'm Southern Kingdom, but look, we look damn near the same. We look the exact same, but we're different tribes, the same race. We wouldn't know each other if we weren't keeping God's commandments. That's the only way to restore our people to inherit the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
Heaven is when our people rule. Yeah. That's it.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example.